Bo's question was, what if you're teaching a duet and one person is on their second session, second session? Let's put it this way. One person is very inexperienced and one person is experienced. What do? I tell you what you do, Bo. You use the block system. That is how the block system came about. Bo, I had never taught two people the same lesson at the same time. I don't want to say never. If I'm working with Jen and Ophi, two very experienced movers that are both working at the same level, of course I can teach them both the same. Usually, though, Bo, in the early years of my teaching, I had 2 or 3 people that were all different. One is a man, one's a woman, one's big, one's small, one's young, one's old, one's this, one's that, one's got these problems, that problem. If you're going to give people like that all exactly the same session, you have to bring everyone down to the lowest level. You have to work according to what we call the lowest common denominator, the lowest level that everyone can handle. The solution, the way I loved working for years and years and years, I don't get the opportunity to work like this that much anymore because I'm usually teaching private, but you are giving 3 completely different sessions at the same time. And you can only do that with a good system like the block system. So maybe you're working with someone who's pregnant, they'll do that person, she will do her footwork on the wonder chair. You're working with someone who you really feel needs to work the hamstrings a lot, you have them on the Cadillac, and Jen's on the reformer. And then they all do their footwork. And then you move into ab work. You give them all ab work, but then you want to switch around. You want to bring that person from the wonder chair onto the reformer to do hip work, but the person that was on the reformer, you want to bring them to the step barrel to do the hip work. This person, you're going to keep him or her on the Cadillac. By knowing the block system, it's like you're playing games of chess. You can move them around, and you know what the beautiful thing is? If you're running a studio, you're teaching these 3 people, but you've got 3 more people coming in half an hour's time. Now you're going to have 6 people. Well, 6 is too much for you to handle alone, but you've got Jen coming in. Now Jen comes in, and it's not Jen with these 3 and you with these 3. No, it's the 2 of you working with all 6. And the sum of 1 and 1 is greater. The whole is greater than its parts. That's what we say. The sum of you and Jen working together, it's almost like 2.5 instructors. Because then if someone is having difficulty, Mary's having difficulty with an exercise over there, you can go to Mary and say, Jen, could you please take care of Adi over here and Nayuri? They're just doing their lateral flexion and back extension. Please just give them prone 1 and 2. Great, I'm going to work with Mary here. And then so-and-so goes over to work. 2 people moving around the whole time, and each one of those 6 people is on their own individual program based on their needs. Their needs. But I know that I'm preaching to a community that is obsessed today with group work. So everyone works in groups, and it's not bad. I mean, I see Jen giving group classes in here that are amazing. And Jen does adapt. So what Jen does is say, okay, you know what, Mary, instead of doing this exercise, you do this. So if you've got a lot of options up your sleeve, you can, during a group class, say, okay, you're going to do this, but you're going to do this. And then everyone comes together again. And then during this exercise, I want you to do a more advanced version of this, but you're going to do a lower version of this. So that's another way to do it. And that's a really good way to do it, because then you can give, it's kind of a hybrid. between a group class and individual sessions. And that's a great way to work. But if you're just going to put blinders on and everyone does the same, no matter, you don't care about the quality of their work, I've seen Jen do it in a group class where there are a lot of you, and she'll have people on the reformer, on the wonder chairs, on the F2 chairs. Everyone's working. But Jen knows the block system so well that she's not going to get lost. You have to have a system. So that's how you can deal with someone who's very inexperienced. Somebody give the same block, but choose different exercises within that block.